Hello everyone, my name is Mark Grant. I just wanted to make a back to school night presentation for any parent that wouldn't be able to make it this Thursday night. Here we go. So first thing is you probably have some questions. First is who's my child's civics teacher? I'm an adventurer. First and foremost, this past summer, like I said in the email, I got to travel to Asia and Southeast Asia. So I got to go to Angkor Wat, Cambodia, which was a really great experience for me. I like to share my travel experience with students in class throughout the year. I shared a number of them with them for the first day at school. Another just big event with my family, because family is very important to me, is my oldest brother is getting married the next year. So that'll be a big event for me because I've only had brothers, so I'll get my first sister, which is really cool. And the last thing that I thought I'd share with you guys is that I'm a JMU grad, which is quite popular at Liberty. When you guys can make it to back to school night, I think you'll find that JMU is very well represented at Liberty. Second thing that you guys are probably wondering about is exactly what we'll be doing in civics. So we get to do our units in kind of a really cool order. So first off, we start off with citizenship, and we talk about what it means to be a U.S. citizen, all the rights and responsibilities that come with being a U.S. citizen. After that, we're going to move to the political process, which I just want to make sure I throw out the big note that I keep myself as nonpartisan as possible, especially in such a polarizing election as which we have this year. I'll be sure to keep my opinions outside of the classroom, and I really do strive for every student to create their own opinions when it comes to forming their own political identity. So we will be delving into a little bit of just about how you get elected to be president, all the stuff that goes into elections, and then after we finish that, we start moving into the heart of our content, which is the Constitution and the three branches of government, which will take up a majority of our year from about just before winter break all the way till about spring break. And then we get to end the year with economics before we get to our SOL, which is normally mid-May. And then we do geography to get 8th graders ready for high school. There's a couple things I wanted to share with you, which is also how can you keep in touch with stuff that's happening in class. Some of the things, I'm sorry to do this in the middle of a presentation and hesitate. We actually aren't doing a remind this year, but there's a couple different things. Blackboard is probably the best way. I post everything onto Blackboard. We also have a Google Classroom site for every class period, which will be used by students throughout the year to get assignments done. I have a class Twitter, which I just created to hopefully create another avenue for students to keep up to date with things happening in class, because I know students are more likely to be on social media than possibly Blackboard. So that's just another way. There's no requirement whatsoever for a student to get a Twitter or any form of social media for my class, and everything that I post on Twitter is also posted on Blackboard, their Google Classroom, or is emailed out to you all. The next thing is that email. I try and send out emails as regularly as possible. My email is megrant@fcps.edu. This is the best way to reach me. Our phones at school have just been updated and no outside calls come through during the workday. So if there's something that you need to reach me for, a type of emergency, or you want to make sure you get the most timely response from me, I would recommend emailing me at any point. I'm always happy to respond. The next big thing is service learning, and this is a big thing for 8th graders. So students will be logging into an online program called X2Vol in class with me, and what X2Vol is, it's an online tracking system of students' service hours during their whole time in FCPS. So they start in 8th grade, and so the basic requirement that we do at Liberty is that we ask students to do 5 hours every quarter. Now that's actually 5 hours for the first 3 quarters, because the county only requires 15 hours, and 4th quarter is a chance for students to catch up if they fail to complete the 5 hours for one of their first 3 quarters. So with that said, so the students do 5 hours first, second, and third quarter. During first quarter, they're able to use 3 hours from the summer. So in the first quarter, they get a reprieve if they were able to do any hours over the summer, and the maximum they can use is 3 from the summer, and then they'd only have to do 2 for first quarter. And then they'd have to do 5 second and third. Now, one question that students and parents normally ask is, what happens if they do 6 hours first quarter? Does that take away from them having to do hours in the following quarters? And the answer to that is 6 hours is wonderful, and we always strive and encourage students to do more than 5 hours a quarter, but it doesn't roll over or count towards the next quarter. So if a student were to do 6 hours in first quarter, they would still have to do 5 in second and 5 in third. The reason why we stretch out service learning and we don't let students kind of bulk up in any individual quarter, it's because we're hoping that they find a service project that they can do or some type of community service that they can do throughout the year so they can continue to be active participants in their community. Now, with that being said, sometimes service learning opportunities can be hard to come across. And so we do our whole civics team to try and find service learning opportunities at different elementary schools, at Liberty, if there's anything we can do with Centerville High School, where students can go volunteer. We try and go and post those or send those out to all of you as soon as we get them. So I will actually be sending one out tomorrow to everybody about an opportunity at Centerville Elementary School. So that's service learning. The next really big thing that we talk about at Back to School Night is Finance Park. So we are going October 4th, and this is a really great opportunity for students to learn about financial literacy, what it means to be an adult. One of the funny things that everyone seems to enjoy is that students will get their life situation, their life simulation card on an iPad, and they start looking at it, and they'll be like, oh man, I have a kid and I make X number of dollars. And some kids feel such a strong emotional attachment to their kids. They either love them or they say, why on earth did I ever have this kid? Which it's just kind of a funny situation because the kids kind of get this greater appreciation for everything that you guys do as parents, because they start seeing how hard it is to maybe budget for all their needs and how it's not easy work being an adult. So this is just a really great opportunity for students to learn about what it's like to be an adult. And the big thing is that we need volunteers. This experience can't happen without any parents taking off a day from work to help volunteer at Finance Park. There is a sign-up genius on this email, which this video is attached to, and the sign-up genius will also be up on Blackboard, and I will be emailing it out at least one more time, just to try and encourage as many parents to volunteer. The other thing too is if you are able to make it out to Back to School Night, there will be a sign-up sheet there as well. But again, this is just a really great opportunity, and I hope as many of you can come out to volunteer. And the last thing in the email is just that if there's anything that you'd like to share with me that might help me be a better teacher to your son or daughter, please email me. Or if anything comes up during the school year, my email again is just me, grant@fcps.edu. I try and respond in as timely of fashion as possible. Within 24 hours, I can almost guarantee you it should be within 12 hours. So it should be coming back rapid time. There won't be too much of a delay. Sorry for all my stuttering and small mishaps, but I hope to see as many of you at Back to School Night, and I hope you found this presentation helpful. I'm really looking forward to a great year with you guys and your kids.